What's up guys, I'm back like I never left. In this video we're going to be looking at the top stocks and penny stocks that made a significant move to the upside. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to lock in your profits, when is the right time to buy, when is the right time to sell if you find yourself in a very profitable situations. I'm also going to go over exactly what happened in the stock market and what are the important economic reports that are going to significantly affect the stock market tomorrow. So make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video. I'm going to be going over all this information coming up. Alright guys, so before we get into the video, make sure you smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. If you have any questions, any comments, make sure you drop it in the comment section below guys. So I'm going to be talking about these two penny stocks that have been making major moves. These two stocks have made more than 1,000% return for the past 2 weeks. I already covered these penny stocks in my previous videos, and I've been getting a lot of questions about, is it the right time to buy, is it the right time to sell, especially when they're having pullback days. People are constantly asking me, when is the good time to buy it, when is the good time to sell. So I'm going to walk you through exactly how to process that specific trade. So the most important thing to understand when you get involved with these highly speculative stocks, penny stocks, the OTC markets, over-the-counter stocks, is that these stocks made major moves within a short period of time. So the ideal thing for you to do is to make your decisions ahead of time before you get involved in the trade. I'm going to be using the Bitcoin market cycle we experienced. We had a major bubble that happened, and these are the major emotions that people experience when they place a trade. So when you are opening a position ahead of time, if you don't have a specific plan ahead, you're going to be hopeful because you want your position to be profitable. And if the stock goes your direction, if it starts to go up, you become optimistic. And then when you start to seeing, the 10-20% return, you become so invested that you start to believe that this is a super solid investment and it's a solid trade, and you're gonna get paid pretty well. And you're also going to think that when the stock continues to go up, you're thrilled. I want to buy more, my friends are buying more. You start recommending to people to get involved in this specific stock, this specific company, and then basically at the peak you're going to experience euphoria. And of course you want to buy a Lambo and flex on people. However, when the stock starts to dip, when you start to experience is going to be doubt, and you're going to start to become complacent. We need to cool off before the next rally. That's basically what major people thought when it dipped over here. A lot of people became doubtful, and then it bounced over here. They start to become more complacent for the next rally to start. And then when it dips again, you start to feel anxiety. Why did I listen to those pro traders? This dip is taking longer than expected. You start to question yourself. So that is going to be the experience and one of the emotions that you're going to experience. So if it goes down again, you're going to become in denial. So you're going to see bulls will come back, the stock is going to recover. This is how people that bag hold think. So if you don't want to experience these exact emotions, make sure that you become aware that you can experience these exact emotional cycles before you get involved in the trade. So when you are self-aware of these emotions, you can make the right decision. So when you start to become denial, make sure that you go and do research and do more due diligence so that you can make the right decision. So and then the stock eventually, or Bitcoin eventually went down to the downside, 100% capitulation, 100% getting out of crypto. I can't afford to lose more. So that is what happens when you buy over here, or you experience all of it, and then it goes to the bottom side, and then eventually starts to bounce back again, and then it goes down. You start to become angry, why isn't that going up? And then you panic again, and then you basically become depressed and all that stuff. This is basically the whole emotional cycle that happens within this stock market. So also this happens over and over again. So it's really important to understand that these emotions are okay to experience. It's okay to experience the euphoria, the thrill, the optimism, the denial, the panic, the doubt. So you can avoid all of this if you have a plan before you get in the trade. As you can see over here, when we look at the example of GNUS, you see exactly the same thing. Over here, people are optimistic when they're buying it, and they tell their friends when it breaks out. A lot of people get involved in it, and then you go euphoric when the stock is up to like $8 when you got involved in it at $1. So you start to believe it, and you get to see all these news events talking about this company, and eventually hits like $10, $11. You're like, wow, I'm gonna start ordering my Lamborghini, right? So, and then it goes down. Then you become denial, starts to bounce back up again. You feel doubtful. Maybe you start to add to your positions, all that stuff. However, you can avoid all the situation as I mentioned if you have a plan ahead of time, and you need to understand that this cycles happen over and over again, and it happens with major companies. It happens to penny stocks. It happens to everything in life, so you need to understand that these emotions, you need to really be aware of it. So now, when is the right time, and when is the right time to buy, and when is the right time to sell? So the ideal questions for these answers is going to be that you need to make the decision ahead of time before you get involved in it. So let's say your trading account, maybe your investment account, you have $100, right? And you are going to be risking $50 to make probably $100 or $300. So that's like a 1 to 3 risk to reward trade. So if you're risking that, once you get your profit, it's ideal to take out of your profit and to sell out. And if you believe there's potential for the company to go to the upside, you can sell half of it, or you can hold on to a few more shares if you believe there's going to be continuation. So these are the important decisions you have to make ahead of time before you get involved in it, because once you are involved in it, once you get involved in the trade, you're basically going to be a cheerleader, unfortunately, when the stock is going to go up, and then you're going to be cheering, and then when it starts to go down, the only thing that is going to help you, the only time that you are going to sell out is when you hit the max loss, or when you actually experience extreme pain. So that is one of the downsides of not having a plan. So really understand this important psychological and important things before you get involved in it. So let's say you bought OPTI and you're sitting at 275% return. So initially, if you do not have a plan, you are cheering for this trade, and when it dips over here, you're kind of in a denial a little bit, because you think the stock is going to continue to go to the upside. Yes, of course it might, but it's not going to continue to go to the upside forever. You always need to lock in your profits, and if you believe in the company, you need to sell half of it and hold the majority of your shares if you believe there's going to be major continuation to the upside. So that is one of the important things you need to understand. So also, if you're feeling fear of missing out, which is also another emotion that people experience, is when they see the stock is up 1,000%, 2,000%, now is the time to get involved in it. So that is when you get suckered in. That's when you buy it at the top. Just like when Bitcoin over here, everybody is thrilled, everybody's happy, they're talking to their friends, and you get involved in it. And so that is when you experience the thrill. Exactly what happened to GNUS, so a lot of people got involved in it over here. If you go to robinhoodtrack.com, it'll show you exactly what a lot of people bought into the stock right around over here, $8, $10, and they kept adding a little bit over here when it dips. Now it's currently back to the area that I just broke out of. So if you want to avoid this, you don't want to have FOMO. Even if you have FOMO, it's okay. Everybody has FOMO. Just buy a few shares. Don't use 100% of your account to get involved in a trade. So that is one of the important things that you need to understand before you get involved with the speculative stocks, because they can go up 1,000%, 200,000, 200%. So that is super careful. The other stock that we should talk about is going to be, of course, Kronos. Right now, people are asking me, okay, maybe they got involved in it right over here. It's down 50% to the downside. So if you invested $1,000, you're going to be losing, $500 within a span of a few days. It's currently down 4%. So you're losing $400, so that is a lot of money. So make sure you have a plan ahead of time before you get involved in it, and give it some time to the trade to develop, for the stock to sell off if you want to buy it instead of chasing it. So that is one of the important things that you need to understand, which is the psychology, and make sure you have a plan before you get involved in the trade, which is super important. So these are the 2 penny stocks that I've been getting a lot of questions, and that is my answer, is before you get involved in it, make sure you have a plan, guys. So now let's look at what are the other important stocks that we're going to be looking at for tomorrow. So for tomorrow, these are the companies that are going to be reporting earnings before market open. So we'll see exactly if they're going to have a continuation after the market opens, guys. So the major thing that we're going to be looking at for tomorrow is there's going to be a lot of economic reports that can potentially move the market significantly. But so we had a relatively very good day, mainly because of the tech sector just going to the upside and leading the way. We got Facebook, Apple have led the way, and we also had relatively good jobless claims numbers that we talked about, the economic report that we talked about from yesterday. So for tomorrow, August 7 at 8:30 a.m., we got the non-farm payrolls. It's going to be for July. The previous month was 4.8 million, and the median forecast is 1.68 million. And at 8:30 a.m., we got the unemployment rate. It's going to be for July. The previous month was 11.1%, and the median forecast is 10.6%. At 8:30 a.m., we got the average hourly earnings. It's going to be for the month of July. The previous was negative 1.2%. And in the median forecast is negative 0.5%. At 10 a.m. we got wholesale inventories for June, and the previous month was negative 1.2%. And at 3 p.m. we got the consumer credit. That's going to be for the period of June. The previous month was negative 18.3 billion, guys. So if these numbers actually fluctuate, change up or down, there's going to be a potential stock market movers, guys. So make sure you pay attention to these specific reports. They are all going to be reported. The time that I just mentioned are all in Eastern Standard Time, guys. So if you have any questions, any comments, make sure you drop in the comment section below. Make sure you smash the like button, and also just join the Discord chat. And if you want to support the channel on Patreon too, there's going to be a link in the description box. You go and check out, guys. I really appreciate it. I'll catch you guys on tomorrow's video. Have a wonderful day.